Yo, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I'm going to build today's food plan so that I can make sure to hit my caloric and my macronutrient goals. All those fancy proteins and carbs and fats and all that cool stuff. I build these every single day for myself. My thought was, look, why not record them, throw them up on YouTube, and maybe it'll help somebody else figure out how to put theirs together. But I do these every single day, so do me a favor, if you find this video to be helpful, please hit the like button on it, maybe even the subscribe button while you are already here. And I'm going to go ahead and fire up my app that I use for tracking. The app I use is called My Macros Plus. I think it costs a couple of bucks on each of the app stores, but well worth it if it helps you stay consistent with hitting your overall goals. So we're going to build this together here. I've put a couple of pieces in already, but we're going to build the rest of it so I can show you kind of how I do this. So I have a 3-step process every single day whenever I'm building these plans, and it helps me to stay consistent. My first step of my 3 steps is I add in my daily food staples. A staple for me is something that I'm going to do every day. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about, well, what do I want? It's the same thing every single day. And for me, that is my pre and my post-workout meals. Whether I'm working out or whether I'm not, I still add these things in. 1, because I actually need the protein in each of these, but 2, it's just kind of like a first step every time I build this. Helps me like get the ball rolling, just to kind of get the momentum going with my overall plans. And it's the same thing every single day. I don't have to think about like, well, what do I want to eat for my pre-workout? It's the same thing every day, which is some variation of a whey protein drink or an isolate drink for protein. As you can see here on my pre-workout, I've got one of those, 1 scoop for my pre. I've got one for my post as well. I put some gummy bears on here too for my post-workout, just to get a little bit of a post-workout glucose energy boost there from that. So I put those in first, my daily staples. That's step 1. Step 2 is then I ask myself, is there anything that I am craving today? Especially whenever you are following a food plan and you're like cutting weight, you're in a caloric deficit, it's easy to feel like you're like depriving yourself of like stuff that you want, like stuff that tastes good, some of the things you're not supposed to have. And so what I've tried to do here is I've tried to implement a system to where I can add those cravings in to my days just to help kind of keep my sanity. And I put them in here because if I don't put them in here, what will happen is I'll try to add them at the end after I've already built all of my plans, and it's just not going to fit anywhere. And for me, my sanity is an important part of staying consistent. So I'm going to add in any sort of craving that I've got here. So if you've got one, add it in at this point, and then if you don't, you're going to go ahead and keep on going to number 3 anyway. Step 3, which is now that we've done that, we're going to now just go ahead and build our food, beginning with the first meal of the day that we are going to eat, and we're going to work our way to the end of the day. Now, what I recommend here is not building these food plans until you know you're actually going to eat your first meal. The reason why is I learned this the hard way is sometimes I'd wake up and I'd build my plan immediately first thing in the morning, and then I wouldn't actually get to eat until like 1 in the afternoon. And that completely ruins your plan because you've done it based off of the idea that you're going to have all day to eat. Well, if you don't eat till 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, your window of time has now shrunk and you have to fit a lot more food into a smaller window. So doing small meals throughout the day may no longer work. So I typically wait until I am eating my first meal. I track that first meal. As you can see here, I've done that, which today was lunch. I didn't start eating until late. And now I'm going to be able to kind of get a better understanding of what I need to do for the rest of the day in order to fulfill the goals for today. So let's look at what I've already put in here now. I've put in a turkey wrap. This is just a wrap with some fat-free cheese and a nice low-calorie wrap here. A little bit of plain Greek yogurt. That's the non-fat, non-flavored Greek yogurt, and some broccoli on the side. I've just been loving broccoli lately. And some Quest potato chips. And so just kind of a standard like summery type lunch that I've got here. 400 total calories for all that, very low calorie lunch. And now let's go ahead and finish the rest of today's meals. You can see at the top is my overall numbers that I still have to hit. Everything's in red. I've got over 100, almost 150 grams of protein. I still got to get 240 grams of carbs and 50 grams of fat. I got 2,000 calories remaining to eat the rest of the day. So we need to get, no pun intended, cooking here. So let's go ahead, now that I've done my lunch, let's consider what I'm going to be doing for my dinner. Something that I'm kind of interested in having today is a couple of these buffalo chicken patties that I get from Walmart. They're vegan patties. They're a little bit high in fat for 2 patties. You can see here 12 grams of fat, but they're high in carbs, high in protein as well. I'm going to go ahead and add that in for dinner, and let's do that for dinner. Something that I also like to do with those, whenever I have those, is Put some guacamole on the side. I haven't had guacamole in a while. The store's been out of it for some reason. There's an avocado run, I suppose. So let's find the guacamole. And I know it's spelled wrong. For some reason, that's how it's spelled on the app. I don't get it. I'm going to put 1 cup of the guacamole on here. And then I'm also going to put some of that fat-free yogurt again. It goes really nice with, because it's very sour cream-like, consistency-wise, smell-wise, taste-wise. So if you like sour cream on like your burritos, on your taco bowls, or really on anything, potatoes, whatever it is, this type of Greek yogurt's really nice for that. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of that Greek yogurt to my buffalo chicken patties. So now on top I've got yogurt, or the fat-free yogurt. I've got the guacamole just kind of mixed together. Throw some Frank's red hot sauce on there because it's 0 calorie. It's really nice. I'm going to estimate probably about 40 total grams of that. So my numbers are going down a little bit. My protein and carbs are down. My fat just about reduced by half. So I've got me a couple of chicken patties, but I want to have something else with it on the side, for dinner. What do I want to do here? Well, how about some rice? How about a bag of Uncle Ben's minute rice? So at the very bottom, whole grain rice. So here's what's interesting. 71 grams of carbs here. This is going to make a big impact on my overall carb count. As you can see here, knocked it down to less than 125 now. So 1,200 calories to go. I've got my lunch done. I got my dinner done. I got my staples, my pre and my post workout done. Now, so here's where it starts to get interesting is as the day goes on, 1,200 calories is still a lot of food when you're trying to eat healthy, right? Now, I can blow this out with some ice cream very, very quickly. But in order to kind of stay and be able to hit my macronutrients at the top, I really need to keep consistent with sort of what I'm doing here, what kinds of food, the qualities of the food that I'm eating. So I need to consider a couple things. One is I can either add more stuff to my dinner, which I can probably do that. Let's do a little bit of fat-free baked beans. How about that? With that rice, that would be good. Let's do Bush's or country-style baked beans. 150 grams, 0 fat, a lot of carbs. Let's do it. So now we got chicken buffalo patty, rice, and the baked beans. That's a good dinner right there. Still have 1,000 calories remaining. So now I need to start adding in some snacks, some things I'm going to eat on the in-between throughout the day. One of the things actually I'm going to put on here, because I actually already ate it, was one of these real fruit bars. There it is, right in the middle. These are the frozen fruit bars you just get from Walmart. It's only carbs, like 15 grams of carbs, but nice little snack. But I need to add it in there because I ate it. Now, all right, 976 calories remaining. Now I am over on my protein more than I need to be. I need to start breaking down some protein here. I need more protein in my diet without getting too much more of the other things. I need to even this out a little bit. So I'm thinking, what's heavy protein, minimal carbs, and minimal fat? I have to kind of think in this manner. Well, what's kind of crazy here is I already had one of these bags of chips, but I'm going to have another bag of these chips. These buffalo or the barbecue chips from Quest are legit. They're very good. They're my favorite chip. Actually, they might be like right now my favorite chip just in general. So I'm actually going to have another bag of chips. This is going to be my second bag of chips for today. Helps knock down my protein here a little bit, which is nice. I'm still going to be thinking, though, what else can I have that's higher protein? You know what I might do is maybe I'm going to have a cup of chicken bone broth, because I'm actually going to do that for dinner. 9 grams of protein, 0.5 fat, 1 carb. Nice, way heavy on the protein side, so we're going to do a little bit of that. I'm going to do some regular Greek yogurt. This is no fat again, but it's got some flavor to it. So you got some carbs in here as well. 12 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbs. Going to add in one of those for a snack. Now let's see how we're doing. So we're getting down a little bit closer. I still really need to kind of probably execute another 500 or so grams or 500 or so calories. So now I'm starting to think I need something that's a little bit higher calorie, right? I need to start. I can't be eating until 12. I just don't want to do that. So I need to come up with some sort of way to be able to get a bunch of calories in here. And I've got a great idea how to do this. I'm going to do a pita. So I'm going to take one of those cool wraps that I've been having, plain wellness wrap. It's only 50 calories. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put a bunch of fat-free cheese on it. You'll see here, fat-free cheese. Where are you at? Fat-free cheddar. I love this because it's 6.4 grams of protein, only 1.4 grams of carbs, 0 fat. So high in protein again. And so I'm going to do about 50 grams of the fat-free protein. And then I'm going to put some turkey pepperoni on there. Let's do that for a nice pizza pocket type of situation. Let's see. Where is that? Turkey pepperoni right here. About 20 slices. That's about perfect. So let's see what we're looking at now. Knock that number down a little bit here. So we're down to almost 500 grams or 500 calories to go. And really, I'm only concerned with about getting 250 or so more of those done. My protein at the top looks good. My carbs look good. My fat's starting to get a little bit thin. So I can still keep going here. I need, like I said, 300 more calories would be great, 250. So I start thinking, well, what would equate to something like that? What could I eat that would be about that? Well, let's take a look at like a Quest protein bar. It's called a 1 bar in here. I don't know why I named it like that. Here's 200 calories, 21 grams of protein, 21 grams of carbs that equal 8 grams of fat. If I add this in, this is going to look real nice. 300 calories remaining. And you can see here, I'm still in green on everything. And I'm just going to add one more thing here. I'm actually going to double my yogurt that I'm going to have. I'm going to have an extra thing of yogurt here. 12 more grams of protein. You can see here 221 grams calories remaining. And I'm actually going to put that on 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast. 61 calories remaining. I went over on my protein, a little bit too far over on my carbs. Is there any carb in here that I can pull out, which is not necessary? I think we're probably okay. Let me reorganize this into something that makes a little bit more sense. We'll do the lunch, the dinner, the snack. All right. So I've already eaten the lunch. We're not going to talk too much about that. The dinner, you got the buffalo chicken patties. I could probably pull back just a little bit on the baked beans. That's 34 grams of baked beans. What happened here? Or 34 grams of carbs. I'm going to do that. This is a much better number for me. I don't like being so close to my limit. Now I'm 250 about away from it. So that for my calories is much better for me. I like where this is sitting. So all I did is I pulled out the baked beans, and that's how a lot of this goes every single day. So you're putting stuff in, taking stuff out, changing the volume, just seeing how things fit. Over time, when you have eaten the same foods over and over again, you just kind of get a sense of where you can go to change the numbers in a way that fit what you want to do here. So good looking dinner here, the buffalo chicken patties with some yogurt, some of that Greek guacamole. Got some rice, got a little bit of bone broth on the side, and then some nice snacks here. The fruit bar, another bag of chips. Going to do some flavored yogurt. I'm going to do that pizza pocket later, as well as some of that a Quest protein bar, and then those 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast with the Greek yogurt on it. Looks good to me. It actually turned out very nicely, considering I didn't eat until 1 o'clock. Again, every single day is kind of different if you're doing it on a daily basis. And you're putting the puzzle pieces in, taking them out, figuring out what works best. And what worked today may not work tomorrow, and what works today might not have worked yesterday. So everything is kind of different. So thank you all for watching very much. Again, the app that I'm using is called My Macros Plus. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you on tomorrow's video. Peace out.